Good evening, everyone, and welcome to CHS Stadium here in St. Paul. We are getting ready for an exciting night of Legion baseball. Our first game of the doubleheader is going to be between Hamline Red and Tri-City Red. Tri-City Red will be pitching first, which means Hamline Red will be batting. We're excited to be here. I am your announcer here on 9 North Sports, Alex Susko. And it's a beautiful evening, a great evening for some baseball. And we're hoping for a good game off the bat here. Looking at Tri-City Red in the league, they've played quite well here with a record of 4-1. And they're looking really good. Beaten a lot of these other teams by solid margins, but Hamline Red is not in the league this year, and so they're actually not a part of the same standings. And so it'll be interesting to see how these two teams match up against each other this year. And so taking a look at the standings, we don't have a graphic for you, but we do have, I can read them off here. Here at the first place spot is White Bear, Tri-City Red in second, Hamline Purple third, Tri-City Maroon fourth, Rosetown fifth, North St. Paul sixth, and there is a great hit to start off this game, but it is caught by the outfielder. So that was Emmett Jones of Hamline Red, the shortstop. So a fly out on his first pitch. Up to bat next for Hamline Red is number 16, Owen Hodson. It's the catcher. For Tri-City Red, the pitcher, they're starting with this Casey McCallum. Got a piece of it there. So 2 balls, 2 strikes now. And that pitch is wide, so full count going to Hodson. Hodson with a grounder down to the shortstop, and that'll turn into a nice single for him. So a runner gets on base there for Hamline Red. As we see Kieran Hayes come out. It's another shortstop for Hamline Red. See if he can advance his runner there on first. And the first pitch to him is a strike. Swing and a miss there, so 2 strikes. So good position here for McCallum. And the pitch comes from McCallum. Good connection there, but it's catchable and it will be caught. So another fly out there for Hamline Red. Next is Julian Loreen. Got a piece of it there. So strike 1. Still a runner on first. He hasn't had an opportunity to advance. Swing and a miss there. So again, 2 strikes, 0 balls. So a good count for McCallum. That one is outside. And a swing and a miss there. So Tri-City Red will make quick work of Hamline Red. Only one batter was able to get on base for a single. The rest made connections with the ball. Jones and Hayes made connection with the ball. It was caught by the outfielders of Tri-City Red. Lorene struck out. So now Tri-City Red with an opportunity to respond here on the batting side as we go to the bottom of the first. I think with an opening like that from the pitching end, Tri-City Red is really going to try to come out here to set the pace on the batting end as well. You know, it means a lot to teams to get on the board early and be playing from a good position as opposed to trying to be fighting back and playing uphill the entire game. So the first team to get a run on the board always is in a motivated, strong position, especially if you can do it early here in the first inning. So we'll see what Tri-City Red comes out with. Pitching to start for Hamline Red is Hayes. Hayes, we saw him up to bat. He also plays shortstop, but he had that one of those fly outs that we saw in Hamline Red's at bat. So we'll see what he can do on the pitching end. Tri-City Red is kind of an intimidating team. When I was running through the standings, you know, that record of 4-1 being up there just behind the undefeated White Bear at the top of the league, at the top of the division, I should say, is pretty intimidating. So we'll see what Hamline Red can do, and especially what Hayes can do pitching against Tri-City Red here in their first at bat. First pitch comes, it's going to be outside. First up to bat for Tri-City Red is Besseman, Isaac Besseman. Second pitch made great contact with that. Outfielder is able to get it before he can advance to second base, but that's a solid base hit to get a runner on first. Up next is Nate Edelman, number 13 for Tri-City Red. And he makes contact there, but this is an opportunity for a double play, and they'll get it. So excellent job by Hamline Red there. 2 outs already on the board from a double play. And that's what you like to see if you're Hamline Red coming out against a very intimidating team like we talked about, and being able to, especially when they were connecting with the balls early, being able to stop them in their tracks. Up to bat for Tri-City Red is Byers. It's the first baseman, Carter Byers. There's a strike right there. So 2 outs. The count is 1 strike and 3 balls. Tri-City Red originally got a runner on first, but due to a great double play, they're back at. There's another base hit there for Byers. Will bring out Jacob Jude, the third baseman. And we'll see if he can do any work here. Swings, made contact with it, but a foul ball. Here comes the pitch. It's outside. You can tell that Byers is really looking to steal a base, maybe trying to make up for the lost momentum with that from that double play. Two balls and a strike now for Jacob Jude. Pitch comes, that'll be a strike. So 2 strikes and 2 balls now. We'll see what Jacob Jude can do with that. And here comes the pitch, and he makes contact with it, good contact with it, but it's going to be foul. So he'll stay out there. Still have Byers on first, who's really been looking to advance, but and made contact with it. See, that'll be an easy out at first. So Jude was thrown out, and Hamline Red makes pretty good stand there on the fielding end. Hayes did a great job with his pitching. Didn't strike anybody out, but fortunately the outfielders were doing their job as Besseman hit a single, had a base hit, but due to that double play was thrown out alongside Edelman. Then Byers got on base, but Jude was thrown out on his hit, on his run to first. So Tri-City Red unable to put points on the board in that first inning. So we'll go to the top of the second with Hamline Red still having the opportunity to put the first run on the board. Tri-City Red will stick with McCallum as the pitcher. No reason to switch off of him. He did great in that top of the first. Struck out Lorene, and then a couple flyouts from Hayes and Jones. So I look for Tri-City Red to upkeep that production that they're getting from McCallum here. And first at bat, his first at bat for the night for Hamline Red is Oliver Stitzel. He's the first baseman. And he hits one directly to shortstop. Will the throw get there? And he's out. So the throw did in fact get there. And those always are the worst, where you make good contact with it. It's to a relatively strategic spot that you hit it, but the pitch, or excuse me, the throw to first just too fast, just beats you there. There's a pitch inside. Up to bat now for Hamline Red is Billy Vanderard. Swung at that one, so that'll be his first strike. 1 strike, 2 balls here. Here comes the pitch right down the middle. Took a swing at it, but couldn't make contact. So that'll be 2 strikes and 2 balls. McCallum now with some flexibility. Throw one right down the middle, but it's nicked. So Vanderard will stay out there for another shot at it. Made contact with it again. It's kind of a slower swing that he has. Or at least with that one, kind of came in on the ball late. But he'll stay alive here. He'll walk. So that's the first walk we've seen. Vanderard will get on base. I don't necessarily like that for Tri-City Red. McCallum's been pitching well. Would have thrown one down the middle, tried to see what happens there. And an attempted stolen base. Got him out. Okay, so Vanderard getting a little bit ambitious there. Tried to steal the base. Nothing doing. So now 2 outs, nobody on base. And up to bat for Hamline Red is Otto Rudolph. He'll make contact there. Just gets by the shortstop. And it'll be a single. So Rudolph gets on base, but with those 2 outs looming, we'll see what Colin Flayive can do. Tell Rudolph anxious to make up some ground here, but McCallum's got an eye on him. One strike and 1 ball here. Ooh, inside pass there. That'll be 2 balls and a strike. Or, excuse me, 2 strikes and 1 ball. That was a close one. I thought that pitch looked pretty good, but that'll be called a ball. And got him there, so struck him out. So another excellent showing for Tri-City Red on the fielding end. And Hamline Red has yet to figure out just how to get around them at bat. But Hamline Red put up a good showing at the bottom of the first with their pitching and fielding. And so they will stick with Hayes as the pitcher. And we'll see what Tri-City Red can do here in the bottom of the second. Yeah, so neither team really getting an edge here. Obviously, it's still early in the game, so anything can happen, but you have to think that the way Tri-City Red has played in their games so far this season, you have to think they're eager to get out, get some guys on base here, and get a run, that first run in. So up to bat first for Tri-City Red here in the bottom of the second is Sawyer Shoemake. And that pitch is outside. Great contact there. He'll at least get on base with this. And yes, it'll be a single. So with the man on base, they'll send out Ben Manicky. To see if he can advance his runner and get on base himself. There's the pitch. Good contact. That's going to be foul, though. That pitch is outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Swung at that one. That pitch was outside, but committed to it a little too much, so that'll be his second strike. And that's way outside, so that's an easy move to second base for Shoemake. And he's going for third off the blown catch by the second baseman from the throw by the catcher. So great sequence of events there. We'll have Shoemake on third now, with Manicky now a chance to send a man home. Here comes the pitch. That's outside, so 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now is the count for Manicky. There's the pitch, makes contact with it. It'll be foul, so he'll stay out there. Tri-City Red in a perfect position to get the first run on the board here Pitch came in down the middle. Some groans from the audience, but that'll be the first strikeout for Hayes this game. Up next at bat is Dornsife. Alex Dornsife. See if he can send his man home. Two balls and a strike is the count for Dornsife. Here comes the pitch. That was two inside, so 3 balls and a strike now for Dornsife. Full count now. Don't want to lose this opportunity with a runner on third. There's the pitch, swung at it, struck him out. So Hayes showing up here with some big pitches, has struck the last 2 batters out for Tri-City Red. A lot of pressure with that runner on third. He's keeping his composure as there's another strike. Anderson now the batter for Tri-City Red. There's the pitch. There's another strike. So Hayes now with a chance to close this out after it looked like Tri-City Red was in a position to score a run. Just needs one more strike. He's got some flexibility and breathing room. Only 1 ball, already 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch, swung and missed. So a great showing from Hayes there under pressure with that runner on third, is able to strike out 3 batters in a row for Tri-City Red. So Hamline Red holds and will go out there to try to score the first run of the game as the score sits at 0-0 at the top of the third. Tri-City Red sticking with McCallum. Hamline Red still trying to figure out McCallum's pitching here, as they've had minimal success so far. There's been no runner of Hamline Red to advance beyond first base in the game so far. Getting right into it here, the first batter for Hamline Red will be Henry McCulloch. This is his first at-bat. So we'll see what he can do as the pitch comes up for him. He takes a big swing at it, came in late though, so that'll be a strike. Another good pitch right there. So already out of the gate, 2 strikes. Callum's arm still looking good. pitch that's high. And he's out of there quick.
Strikeout.
So an excellent series of pitches there from McCallum. Made quick work of McCulloch. And we're back to the start of the batting rotation here for Hamline Red as Emmett Jones is back up. There's a good one that ought to get him at least to he committed to second, kind of hesitated, and he'll be out, and you could tell he's disappointed. We don't have replay, unfortunately, but what you would see if we did is he got on to first and then kind of hesitated, wasn't sure if he wanted to go to second, and it was just that slight delay that gave Tri-City Red outfielder the opportunity to go pick it up and throw it to second, get him out at second. So an unfortunate sequence of events there for Hamline Red, who was in a good position to get a runner on second base for the first time this game. But instead it'll turn into 2 outs, nobody on base, as Hodson tries to figure out what to do here with 2 strikes. And struck him out. So what you thought might have been a sign of hope with that hit into center field, sort of right center field from Jones, actually turns into a real quick top of the inning for them. And now they'll have to pitch to try to do the same to Tri-City Red, which they have done effectively so far. Tri-City Red really has not had a lot of momentum. Neither team has. So we'll see how Tri-City Red can respond. Hamline Red sticking with Hayes as the pitcher. You know, you start to think that as Hayes is out there longer, you know, does his arm start to get just a little bit weaker as we get into the 3rd, 4th inning here, and give Tri-City an opportunity to really hit some good ones out there. We'll have to see. Up to bat first for Tri-City Red here in the bottom of the 3rd is going to be the pitcher who we've talked about a lot, Casey McCallum. He'll have a chance at bat here, so we'll see what he can come up with. Pitch, and it'll be a foul ball. There's a strike right there. Tri-City Red, you know, it's kind of surprising that they haven't gotten on the board just yet, because in a lot of their other games they've played here, they've put up the points. I mean, in their first game of the season against North St. Paul, They won that 9-1. Later, when they played North St. Paul again, they won 11-2. And so this is a very capable scoring team. Just haven't seen it so far. Credit to Hayes as the pitcher, as now a full count is what McCallum is looking at. Comes the pitch. It's close, but they're gonna call it a ball. So McCallum will walk, and a good position here for Tri-City Red to already have a runner out there on first base. As Tri-City Red now will restart their batting rotation with Besseman up. If you recall his first at-bat, he hit a single. They weren't able to turn it into much. Here comes the pitch as an attempted steal of the base. He'll get there. So the catcher's throw was way too high for that second baseman. And so an excellent steal of the base there to get a runner on second. There's Besseman, a low pitch to him, and the catcher fumbled it, but Tri-City Red runner opted not to go for third there. Another outside pitch. So you get the feeling maybe Hayes is feeling a little bit of pressure here as we have another walk. So Besseman will walk to first. So now runners on first and second, 0 outs. And so if ever there was an opportunity here for Tri-City to really do some damage, now would be it. Back at the start of the batting rotation. 2 runners out there, 0 outs. Looking good. There's a nice hit there, but it's picked up by the shortstop. Another double play? No, as a runner will come home for Tri-City Red. So Edelman got on first base there. They attempted another double play, but the first baseman of Hamline Red fumbled it, giving the Tri-City Red runner a chance to come home. He does, to put the first run on the board. So Byers at bat, still with a runner on first. That pitch is inside. So 3 balls here, 0 strikes. That'll be a strike. You wonder with a count like that if Hayes' arm is starting to feel a little bit of pressure. Now with a run having come in, You don't want that momentum to continue, as another inside pitch will send another walk to first base. And so again, the situation we just saw, runner on first and second, Jacob Jude now with a chance to advance these runners and get on base himself. See what happens here. There's the pitch, great contact, and that'll come down. That's huge. Oh, this will get lots of people home here. A great triple from Jacob Jude will send 2 more runners home. And Tri-City Red now with the momentum. And when it rains, it pours, apparently, because we were 0-0. Now all of a sudden it's 3-0, and Hamline Red could be looking at an even bigger hole as a runner on third, only 1 out here in the bottom of the third. So definitely an opportunity for the bleeding to continue. Shoemaker up at bat now. And there's a good pitch. That ball was low, so 3 balls and a strike here. Remember that runner on third. And that's inside. So now it is 3 balls and 1 strike. Correction from earlier. Struck him out, so I was just wrong that whole count. I was looking at the board out there, which was giving me incorrect information on how many strikes and balls there were. So yes, Shoemake just struck out. It's my mistake. And so 2 outs now. Still that runner on third. Manakee is up at his second at-bat. His first at-bat was a strikeout. We'll see if Hayes can repeat those results. Another pitch outside. So now it is 3 balls, 0 strikes. A tough count. Again, and I already said it, but you wonder with a count like that whether Hayes' arm is starting to feel it a little bit. Oh. Yeah, that'll send Manakee walking as it hit him square in the shoulder. 2 runners out there now. And Manakee, you know, he likes to lead off, but there's no reason necessarily for you to be super ambitious here, but he will. And the catcher won't even try. I don't know what happened there. I mean, Manakee was leading off. Again, they're in a strong position, so he didn't need to be aggressive, but the catcher didn't even try when he saw him there. So here's a hit, and it's bungled by the shortstop. Another run will come in. So that was Dornseif hit a single there. And another run comes in for Tri-City Red. Anderson up. Anderson in his first at-bat struck out. And another wild pitch will get Dornseif to second. So still a great position here. Hamline Red's got to figure out a way to stop this bloodletting. Runners on second and third. And Hayes' pitches are not going where he wants them to go. Another count of 3 balls and 0 strikes. And he'll get a strike there. And another strike there, so a full count. If you're Hayes, you know you want to get this inning over with. Makes contact there, but this is catchable. He cannot, and it falls inbounds. 2 more runs will come in for Tri-City Red. Oh my goodness, this is bad for Hamline Red. They need to figure out a way to get this to stop. As 2 more runs come in. Pitch there, he's trying to steal second. Got him out. So this on an attempted steal of the base there, that'll end the 3rd inning, and it was a massive 3rd inning for Tri-City Red. And mercifully comes to a close for Hamline Red. 6-0. So, yeah, crazy bottom of the inning for Tri-City Red there. 6 runs in, and Hamline Red now has their work cut out for them. Digging a deep hole that's going to be hard to come back from, as McCallum is staying out there as pitcher for Tri-City Red. He has played an excellent game, or pitched an excellent game so far. And none of the Hamline Red batters have really been able to figure him out. And the first batter here at the top of the 4th is going to be Kieran Hayes, who is who was the pitcher, has been the pitcher the whole game for Hamline Red. So 1 strike and 1 ball here. 2 strikes and a ball for Hayes. Two balls and 2 strikes. It's a foul ball. And struck him out. So Hayes strikes out here at the top of the 4th. Contact there. See what happens here. He'll get out at first. So that was Lorene. Didn't even get a chance to say his name before he is tapped out at first. Now Stitzel at bat. Swung at it. 2 strikes here. Or excuse me, 1 strike and 2 balls. There's 2 strikes. And he'll walk on. So Stitzel will get on base with 2 outs here. Callum has pitched well. It'll be up to Vanderard to keep Hamline Red alive here at the top of the 4th. Pitch was well inside. Vanderard walked last time, but then ended up getting thrown out on an attempted steal in his first at-bat. Runner will advance to second. Pitch is up. That'll be 2 strikes now. Struck him out. So Vanderard unable to keep Hamline Red alive on the batting end, and we'll see if Tri-City Red can continue what they started in that last inning. So Hamline Red is sticking with Hayes as their pitcher. I question whether that is necessarily the best choice after that last inning. Maybe he'll recover, but you can't give up another inning like you did what happened in the third. But we will see what Tri-City Red can do here with McCallum, the pitcher who has played extremely well so far. Starting at bat. Takes a swing there and a miss. Strike one. Is outside. Another strike there. Two strikes and one ball. And struck him out. So here at the bottom of the fourth, a good start there for Hayes, as Tri-City Red will go back to the start of their batting rotation with Besseman. Besseman has been able to get on base in his first two at-bats as he makes good contact here, but this is not catchable. It'll come down and he'll move on to second. So great connection there for Besseman for a nice double. Edelman now with a chance to advance a runner and get on base himself. He did so in the third inning. He was one of those people that drove the big run that they went on. A foul ball here. Good pitch there. So now two strikes for Edelman. You can tell Hayes is really watching the runner on second. Here comes a big swing and a miss. So a strikeout there. That's a good sign for Hayes. Now he's struck out two batters for Tri-City Red here in the bottom of the fourth. That pitch was high, so now 2 balls. There's a strike. Byers is the batter right now. He has been able to get on base as well, first with a single and second with a walk. There's another outside pitch. You can tell Besseman really wants to advance to third, continue the hot streak they were on when they scored those 6 runs. It's 2 outs though. Byers will walk again. So he'll walk to first. 2 runners out there now. A good chance for Jacob Jude, who in his last at-bat really fueled that run with a triple that he hit out to that back center field area. See if he can do the same magic here, as a blown catch by Hamline Red catcher will lead to both runners advancing. So now another dangerous position here. Runners on second and third with a guy who just hit a massive triple in his last at-bat. Nice curveball there to come across the plate. That pitch is outside. Pitch is high, so 3 balls and a strike now. Interesting to see what Hayes can do here. Pitch is up, and it's outside, so bases are now loaded. And Shoemake has an opportunity to do something special here. Base is loaded. There are 2 outs, so a bit of pressure, but you have to be thinking there's more pressure on Hayes here than there is Shoemake. Takes a swing at it. Bases loaded, and they do get a run in. So if you didn't see what happened there, essentially what happened is catcher caught it, thought he could get the runner out at third, who was leading off a little bit too much on home plate for comfort for him, but his pass to the third baseman went over his head, allowing the runner to come into home anyway. And so the run sort of continues for Tri-City Red as they get another run on board here. 7-0. Another wild pitch, but both runners advance to second and third. So now another prime position for runners to come home. But it is a full count for Shoemake, so he's got to see what he can do here. Pitches up, and it's going to get called a strike. So a good clutch pitch there for Hayes, who had Shoemake made contact with that. We could have been in an even bigger hole than they already are. I mean, you have to imagine that this is going to be a hole that's tough to get out of for Hamline Red, who has not been able to do anything against McCallum's pitching. And Tri-City Red, obviously a very good team based off their record in the league, and some of the scoring outputs they've done throughout the season, putting up as much as 11 points against North St. Paul. And so you just imagine that this is going to be a hole Hamline Red has a tough time coming out of. So if you're Tri-City Red, you're sitting pretty, but I mean, momentum can shift, and the tides could turn in a moment's notice. I mean, you saw Tri-City Red, 6 of their 7 runs came in that one inning. So it's unpredictable in Legion baseball. You just never know, when a team could just pop off and all of a sudden score a bunch of runs all at once, just as Tri-City Red did there. So you can't let up and the tide can turn, but if the tide is going to turn, it's got to be something pretty soon here for Hamline Red. So here we go. Rudolph in his second at-bat here. We're at the top of the 5th inning. Rudolph is one of the few batters to actually get on base from a hit. He hit a single in his first at-bat. The only other person to do that this game was Hodson, who hit a single. Everybody else who's gotten on base for Hamline Red has gotten on by walks. Good hit there. Will the throw get there? The throw does. So I almost got another single, but it turns into a throw out at first, and that is not what you want if you're Hamline Red. That's not how you want to start off the top of this inning. You need to start chipping away at this lead that Tri-City Red has. So now it's Flay Hive. He makes good contact with it, but it'll be a foul ball, so back to the drawing board for him. Great fast pitch there. They're sticking with McCallum, and again, doesn't make sense to move off of him. He's done an excellent job here. 2 strikes and a ball is the count for Flay Hive. That one was close, but they're going to call it a ball, so 2 balls, 2 strikes. And that one is inside, so now a full count. And I need to correct myself. This is not Flay Hive. This is Quentin Sense, second baseman, who gets a nice hit there. That'll get him on base. So a nice single there. McCulloch is up. So a runner on first, one out. See what McCulloch can do. In his last at-bat, he struck out. There's a pitch right down the middle. Two strikes now for him. There's a inside high pitch. And he got a piece of it there, so or did he? It was called a strikeout, so I guess he's done. Oh, this might be that mercy rule thing where fouls are called. Foul balls are still called as strikes to just move forward with the game. So that could be as a foul there. Because I definitely heard him make contact with the ball. But it is what it is. Up to bat now is Jones. This will be his third at bat. He has not had the greatest luck this game. He popped out and then got thrown out in his first two at-bats. Good contact there, but this is easily catchable, and it will be a fly out there. So we'll go to the bottom of the fifth here. Tri-City Red obviously in good shape, up 7-0. They'll look to continue their success. And Hamline Red is switching up their pitcher. This time it'll be Vander Aard trying his hand at the pitching mound. I think that's probably a good idea. You got the feeling with some of those pitches the past couple innings that maybe Hayes' arm was getting a little bit tired. So getting a new pitcher out there I think is a smart choice, but really at the end of the day you need some production on the batting end. Even if the pitches are better, if you're not scoring yourself, you're not getting runs in yourself, Tri-City Red's gonna walk away with this pretty handily. Of Of course, when there's a new pitcher in, they always give him a little extra time to get his arm ready. So here in the bottom of the fifth, Manakee will be the first batter for Tri-City Red. See what he can do. So 2 balls to start off here. Great contact here, but this should be catchable, and it is caught. So fly out for Manakee. A good way for Vander Aard to start his pitching turn. Dornsife now up for Tri-City Red. In his last at-bat, he was able to get on base with a single. But he'll start out with 2 strikes there. Took a swing at it, but nothing doing. So a strikeout there, a good sign for Vander Aard. As Calvin Anderson up to bat now. He got struck out in his first at-bat, but in his second was able to get on base with a single. Great contact there. But that one is caught. So a good sequence of events there for Hamline Red to close out that inning and send us to the top of the 6th. we'll see if Tri-City Red stays with McCallum. Yes, it's looking like they will. He has pitched an excellent game, not allowing any runs so far from Hamline Red and barely allowing anybody to even get on base, save a few walks and singles. So it'll be Hodson up to bat first for Hamline Red here at the top of the 6th. First pitch up for him is going to be a ball. Second pitch also, so first pitch was a little inside, that second pitch was a little high. Oh, and he got hit with it. So a walk there. A rare wild pitch from McCallum, who's really been in control this game. And we'll see what Hayes can do at bat. Two balls there, so McCallum not looking as accurate as he was, or as he has been. And a stolen base there. Another swing there. But he'll stay alive. Foul ball. And a big swing there will be a strikeout. So there's the first out of the inning. Tri-City Red, you got a runner on second, Hodson, with Loreen a chance to come up with something here. Makes good contact, but it'll come down. So that'll be out. Actually, it wasn't as good contact as it looked originally from my angle. But regardless, it'll be another out. You still have Hodson on second base. McCallum keeping an eye on him. But we'll see what Stitzel can do. At his last at-bat, he walked to first. And got him out on an attempted steal of third. So Hamline Red trying to play aggressive, but just getting foiled by the Tri-City Red fielders, who are keeping their eyes open and making good throws. So here we go into the bottom of the 6th. Hamline Red still unable to make any kind of dent in this lead for Tri-City Red. So up to bat first here at the bottom of the 6th for Tri-City Red is going to be McCallum. McCallum has had a very impressive game on the pitching end. Hamline Red again going with Billy Vander Aard as the pitcher. Did a nice job. His first time out there, so we'll see if he can continue that here. All right, so McCallum up at the plate now. See what he can do. A great hit. And that'll come down. This will be potentially a double. He's going to go for it. And he got there safe. So it was close, but McCallum able to get there quick enough. So a double for him. We'll see how Besseman can respond to that with a runner on second. Besseman has had a nice game. He's gotten on base every single time he's been at bat. One was a walk, but still, last at bat he got a double. Pass was well inside. Would have hit Besseman if he didn't jump back. So 2 balls and 1 strike. The count for Besseman. There's the pitch. Can they get him out at first? They will. So he made contact with it, but was unable to get on to base. So 1 out for Hamline Red. Is up. It looks like Vander Aard has bit of a slower pitch than Hayes does, but phased Edelman out there. Edelman struck out at his last at-bat. You still have a runner on second looking to advance. So 2 strikes now. Pitch is outside, so 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Full count now for Edelman. We'll see what he can do with it. There's 1 out. Still that runner on second. We'll see what Vanderard pulls out of his bag of tricks here. And the pitch is outside, so Edelman will walk to first, giving Byers a chance to advance some runners. They're changing up the order on me a bit. Dornsife actually is who's going to be out there to hit this one, potentially. That pitch is high. Contact with it there, but it'll go into the stands. So a ball and a strike here. Another foul ball. Contact with it there. They ought to be able to get this out, and they do at first, but runners will advance, so two outs, but runners on second and third now with Jacob Jude up, who, if you recall, hit that huge triple in the 3rd inning that prompted that big run. Two balls for him. Here at the bottom of the 6th. Took a big swing at it there, but could not connect with it. So 2 balls and a strike coming for Jude. 3 balls and a strike, excuse me, so he will walk. Now bases loaded. Shoemake again, a chance to bring in some runners. If you recall, he was at bat the last time bases were loaded for Tri-City Red. He was struck out. Foul ball there, so 2 strikes for Shoemake. An opportunity here for Vanderard to strike him out for the 2nd time in a row. That pitch is outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. A close one, but they're going to call it a ball. So bases loaded, full count. See what Shoemake does here. And struck him out. Shoemake didn't like the call, but that's what they'll call it. Strikeout. So even though the bases were loaded, unable to get any runs home there, the score will stay 7-0 as we head into the top of the 7th. Tri-City Red, you get the feeling they just want to put this one away, make quick work of it. Obviously, this is a hole that Hamline Red is not going to be able to dig themselves out of, barring some sort of late game miracle here. So they're keeping McCallum in there at pitcher. Makes a lot of sense to me. Just have him continue to do what he's been doing all game. Arm has been staying fresh, which is a good sign for him. Right after this, since this is a double header, we have another game that actually is Tri-City Red also. So they play back-to-back games here. So we'll see if they change up their pitcher for that, as I have to imagine Callum's arm has to be feeling some weight at some point, but maybe not. Tri-City Red will be taking on Tri-City Maroon in our 2nd game of the doubleheader. But a good showing here. I guess if you had to look at some downsides, you'd really say it was just that one inning that got them way ahead. But it's kind of a moot point. You win the game. You could kind of take your foot off the gas pedal a little bit when you're up 7-0 and shutting out the other team. As Stitzel here at bat for Hamline Red. So a quick walk to first is what they'll give Stitzel. Top of the 7th. Stitzel gets on base, followed by Vander Aard, who has pitched quite well since subbing in for Hayes. Not a lot of strikes coming from McCallum now. Great hit down the right side. This ought to at least be a double, if not more. And it'll advance Stitzel to third. So a nice hit from Vander Aard there on the double, and a meeting at the mound with McCallum. So a quick word with McCallum. See if he's all good, because a lot of the pitches have not been going in where he's wanted them to get into, and now with 0 outs, runners on second and third. More contact made. This will send a run home for Hamline Red. So first run of the game comes home for Hamline Red. Good to see them get a run on the board. As on an attempted steal of second, they get the runner out. That'll be the first out. And Hamline Red really has not had success on the stealing of bases here, as we see Sense at the batting right now. A runner on third. Contact there, but this is catchable. Ah, and it comes down in the middle. They call him safe on the run home. And another meeting with McCallum here. See what's going on. Allowed 2 runs now, and yeah, he'll take a break, get another pitcher in there. As that pitcher gets ready, let's see who it is. Jacob Jude for Tri-City Red. Try his hand at the pitching mound. Looks like it. And yeah, we talked about, you know, McCallum's arm had to get tired at some point. He had been pitching so well, but starting to feel it a little bit there, and you could kind of start to see it based off the way his pitches were going. But we're back at action here. The new pitcher going for the double play is not there. So they do get an out. But it is Cutler Crook in his first at-bat that gets on base. But 2 outs now. Should set a graphic as another runner came home. Close eye on that runner at first. So we see Jones up the bat, takes a swing at it. The ball came down on his foot, so he's got to walk it off. Strikes now. There's a ball. But Jude has come in and done a nice job. There's another ball there. Is up. Good contact, but this is definitely catchable. And they'll catch it. That'll be it. So Hamline Red able to score a couple runs in there, get some runs on the board. It's good to see, but ultimately it was Tri-City Red that after that huge third inning just kept the lead the entire time, and Hamline Red was never really able to dig their way out of it or make the game too competitive. So that's your final score for the first game of our doubleheader. Tri-City Red wins it 7-2, and they will move on to play Tri-City Maroon in the second game of our doubleheader. See what they can do against them. But thank you for watching. I've been your announcer, Alex Susko, for this game, and we will see you in the next one on 9 North Sports.